Hey, what's up everyone? My name's PersNikity. Welcome back to Uncharted, Drake's Fortune. This is my brutal difficulty walkthrough and we're moving on to Chapter 11, Trapped. If you beat this level, you are officially halfway done with the game, so let's do it. You're going to notice the video cut here. That's because there's a pretty epic combat sequence here, and when you die, you're going to respawn at the top of these stairs. So what you're going to want to do is run down the stairs, hop over the ledge, and pop yourself, or spot yourself, or whatever the word is. Put yourself in this little position right here, and this guy with the Magnum, he's going to rush you, so just be ready for that. And this is the best area to stand because there is a free sniper rifle. And so once you pick that up, you're basically going to go to work taking out the soldiers. And you're going to want to go for the guys that are farthest away first. So you saw first there was that guy on the balcony. Then there's that guy on the turret. And you can actually shoot his leg while he's on the turret. And that will be an instant kill. Then what you can do, you can either continue to use the sniper rifle to pick off the remaining enemies, or if you want to switch back to your assault rifle, that might be a bit easier, and that's because the sniper rifle is a fantastic weapon mainly because it's a one-hit kill, but the problem comes from when you're aiming the sniper rifle, you can't use alternative cover because the whole screen goes into scope mode. But you can see here, like, there's a lot of enemies that are kind of far off in the distance. Those are the enemies that you're going to want to focus the sniper rifle on. And once you exhaust all of that ammo, I don't believe there's any more sniper rifle ammo to be had in this entire arena. So use it wisely. Make sure you line up your shots carefully. You know, you can obviously, if you miss, you can kill the guy with a different weapon, but because the sniper rifle is an instant kill, it easily becomes just one of your most effective weapons. So you definitely don't want to waste any ammo. But basically, this fight is going to be comprised of two parts. There's this first wave here that we're actually still on, and then what's going to happen is once you clear out all these enemies, we're going to move forward, and that's going to trigger wave 2, which will spawn behind us, or it'll spawn where we are right now. But you don't have to worry about that until you complete wave 1 and until you kind of branch out a bit. Do try to save any grenades you have at this point, because those are going to be a lot more helpful during Wave 2 as opposed to using them in Wave 1. Now another option you have is once you, if you're really running low on ammo, you remember the first guy we killed was that guy with the Magnum that rushed us. If you let him get close enough, you can actually pick up his Magnum, and that's a one-hit kill from any distance. So that is probably, in my opinion, the best weapon in the game. Now you see here I got a bit careless. I actually ran up before confirming that the area was clear, so be a little more careful than I was, but the point is you see here that as soon as I ran up, enemies started spawning from the location where I was just standing. That's actually another reason why you want to stay in that location, because as long as you're standing there, these enemies will not spawn, but as soon as you leave that area, that's when these enemies spawn. And so you can imagine that if you don't have the first area completely cleared out, and if those enemies spawn right there, then you're kind of screwed because they're easily going to surround you. Now what you're going to want to do is you're basically going to want to stand behind these giant concrete pillars here, or whatever it's made out of. And that's because the enemies typically will not rush you from the right, but even if they do, you have this giant thing blocking you. Mainly the enemies are going to come at you straight on, and if you're lucky, they're actually going to flank you from the left, which will actually help because you can just take cover here, wait for them to get close, and then blind fire them. Like you see this guy over here on the left, he was getting a bit close, so I got ready to pull off a blind fire, but instead I saw that he was taking cover, so I just finished it off. Pretty much once you stop hearing gunshots, that's when you know you're clear, but also Uncharted will kind of has a tendency to reduce the music once you're out of combat. So you'll notice now that there's actually no music playing, and so that kind of lets you know that you are done with this section. And then so kind of the golden rule that we've been talking about throughout this entire walkthrough, once you finish off a firefight, just take the extra time to scavenge the area. It's not fun, but it is necessary. Like you see, I already picked up, I think, 2 grenades. You're going to want to pick up an M4. If you have any West 44 ammo, then I would stick with that gun, and the reason is The West 44 is the most powerful weapon in the game, and it's not hard to find regular pistol ammo, so it's kind of your choice. If you want to go for power, take the West 44 if you have enough bullets, but if you only have 1 or 2 bullets, it might not be worth it, and so that's why I decided to pick up just the standard pistol. But so once you're all done, climb up these stairs, and you see this gate here. We got to open that and go through it, so go ahead and run over here, turn this crank, and then just run through the gate, and what's going to happen is you're going to trigger a short cutscene with Elena, and then we will be about halfway done with this level, which is halfway through the entire game. So we're pretty much at exactly the 50% mark, almost. But anyway, cutscene time.
Get this all on the boat now.
Hey!
Let's go, let's go!
How did you get here?
You really need to see this.
Now is really not the best time.
No, Nate.
What are you doing?
You really need to watch this. Just...
What?
Don't forget to stop on the dock.
And... Hello. He's alive.
Huh.
Hurry up.
I don't know, Nate. I mean... How much do you trust this guy? It's not exactly like they're holding him at gunpoint.
I know.
We got to get the hell out of here.
Yeah, it seems weird. But no, Sully's a lot of things, but he's not a backstabber. Which way were they headed?
Northish. Yeah, towards the mountains.
Okay, it's gotta be the monastery. Let's go.
What if it turns out he's working with them?
We either rescue him, or we beat the crap out of him. Hell, I might just beat the crap out of him anyway.
Alright, so after that cutscene, you're going to want to take cover behind this wall because there's going to be 1 or 2 enemies at the top of this staircase here. This part can be a little tricky, mainly because we do not have the high ground. And if you've learned anything from Star Wars Episode 3, you know that having the high ground is absolutely necessary. Hopefully most of you will get that reference or get that joke. But anyway, so you see here that we kind of have this like staircase blocking our view, and there's quite a few enemies up here. So what you're going to want to do is kind of follow this routine right here. Aim over Drake's left shoulder, and you can see enemies coming from the top of this staircase way over here. So try to take that guy out first. You cannot go too far up because there's going to be an enemy right up here that will easily kill you. So once you see that this staircase is kind of clear, like you see right here, there's actually an enemy at the top that you can barely see. Take him out, and then this is the guy you got to be most careful for, is there's a grenade launcher guy that's standing right up there. And so you see that a relatively tricky section was made simple by just knowing where the enemies were and properly using that alternative cover method to kind of finish them off with easy headshots. Not a terribly difficult section. The good thing is you'll get a checkpoint, you know, right after that cutscene that we watched. So even if you die, it's not like you have to backtrack far. But make your way to this bridge here, experience 1 more short cutscene, and then we'll get on with the rest, or with the end of the chapter.
How does something like this happen?
See those scorch marks?
Uh-huh.
Somebody packed this place with enough gunpowder to blow it wide open. Whew. Watch where you step. Some of these boards are really falling. Elena! I can't hold on! Give me your other hand! You've got to let it go!
Damn it! Oh, shit!
It's okay. Come on. Come on.
Alright, so unfortunately for Elena, her camera is gone, and basically the whole reason she came on this adventure has been wiped away. But little does she know that her involvement in this game will change her life forever. But that's a story for another day and for another Uncharted game. Make your way towards this grassy area, and you're going to go through this tunnel, and we basically just have to kill a couple more enemies, and then we'll be done with Chapter 11. Chapter 12 is very quick, so Chapter 12 is an entirely jet ski level, and so that level's not too bad. Level 13 is probably one of the tougher ones in the game, so I've said in the past couple videos that once you get to Chapter 8, that's when things get a bit easier. Pretty much from like Chapter 8 until Chapter 18 is when things are relatively simple in my opinion, but Chapter 13 does have its difficulties, but of course we'll get to those in due time. Now you got to be careful here because there is going to be one or two enemies still on this staircase if you didn't take them out beforehand. So just kind of peek your way around the corner, and then you see you can... I felt like that was a headshot, but apparently the game did not agree with me, so I got a bit frustrated. But, you know, if you end up taking black and white health like you see here, just kind of duck against the wall, regain your health, and then take him out. And then once he's done, you're just going to ascend these stairs. There's 3 enemies you got to worry about, all really easy to kill using alternative cover. There might even be 4, but like I said, it's actually a really simple job. But yeah, so we are halfway through. So far I'm having a lot of fun making this walkthrough. The view count hasn't been as high as I expected, but that's okay. You know, ultimately I love this game so much, and kind of my goal with this is to... one of the things I'd like to do is just have a big catalog of games on my channel, and so since Uncharted is my favorite franchise, I've decided that it's due time I have the entire franchise on the hardest difficulty on my channel. So that's kind of why I'm starting from the beginning here. But anyway, that's a story for another video as well. Finish taking out these guys, and as soon as you kill the last guy, it'll actually automatically transfer you to Chapter 12. So thanks for watching, guys. Like and subscribe if you get the chance, and I'll see you in Chapter 12.